Wi-Fi Sheep would like to say a huge thank you to all of you that kindly support us. Help us continue to bring new videos like this. Join patreon.com/Wi-Fi Sheep from just $1 a month. Hello and a very warm welcome to youtube.com/Wi-Fi Sheep with me, Tom. And today something a little bit different. Welcome to work. More to like welcome to Harper Adams University here in Edgemond, Shropshire, England. I don't normally do videos from work, but the reason I'm here today, and it's a Sunday of all days, but the reason I'm here today, I'm in uniform and I got my staff pass, is we're actually hosting something called Telford Hamfest, which is a large gathering of amateur radio enthusiasts to have a large bring and buy and exhibition here at the university. It's operated by Telford and District Amateur Radio Society, which is a group I'd kind of like to get a little bit more involved in. For those of you that are regular for the channel, you'll know that I am actually ham licensed. I do have a foundation radio license, so I do kind of dabble in this kind of stuff. But I thought, you know what, hey, it's at work, so I know the venue very well, and you know what an absolutely fantastic venue to be having a ham radio convention at. So I thought, I know the exhibition space, I know the venue very well, so I thought, what the hell, let's go along, have a look and see what we can see. One tiny advantage of coming to a event at a venue that you happen to work at is that I know where the parking is to have a whole car park to myself that's completely empty. And no, before anyone even asks, I have paid as a normal punter to come in as a member of the public into this exhibition, so I've not tried to do anything sneaky or slip in a back door with my staff pass or anything. Okay, so with that cleared up, let's start with outside. So this was the bring and buy jumble sale out here in the parking lot. First thing that caught my eye was these vision mixers, which had that been 20 years ago I might have been more interested in, but oh well. Right, moving along then, and lots and lots of stuff to see here. So it's hard to take it all in, but I did notice a huge amount of telephones, old landline type telephones, and there's an oscilloscope down there, huge oscilloscope that was like £3. Some ex-military army type radio gear there as we swing around. And there we are. I'll tell you about lots and lots of sort of classic corded telephones. Just so much to take in, and watching the footage back, I'm only now seeing things that I kind of didn't see at the time because I was just blinded by it all. A 3D printer, we'll come back to that in a moment because it was actually someone was selling a 3D printer. We've got the fuselage of a model boat, there we are, yep, 3D printer, and various other receivers and alike. Always on the lookout for computer stuff, as you can imagine, and some sort of PC screens, some old laptops. Nothing of particular value or interest. It was interesting to see, but to be honest with you, it's the same old sort of junk that I've picked up here at Wi-Fi Sheep on my own, so I don't need any more. Still interesting to see. Again, more vintage stuff here on this stand. Mostly looks like valve-based radio receivers or transceivers. I didn't really get a shot of it here, but it was a really interesting sort of 70s, late 60s, early 70s metal chassis blue CRT. You can just see it, it's just off camera now. I didn't get a good shot of it, unfortunately. There it is, it's just hiding there behind that black box, whatever that is. And I was really interested in that, but I don't know, it just seemed a little bit expensive for something that would probably need a recap. Anyway, moving on, and we have a number of tabletop component sellers. Always love going through this kind of stuff, just constantly just picking up little bits here and there that I need for various things. I'm sure you're the same. Given the opportunity, do I need that? Probably not, but let's buy 20 of them anyway. Right, let's head inside. This was in the main reception area. I've got to be honest with you, I was a little confused about what was going on there, so never mind, we'll head off into the main hall. And here we are. This was the main inside exhibitor and trader space. This is one of the sports halls here at the university, and again, more stuff to look at. Again, just totally blinded to it at the time, and just watching the footage back thinking, oh gosh, if I'd been back now I could have just zoned in on various things. But as you can see, again, it's the same sort of radio receivers, equipment, valves, components, Chap here selling, I think these are SD cards or USB sticks. Yeah, flash memory basically. Gloves of some description, just all sorts of stuff, but just well worth just having a rummage around, especially in the morning. By the time we got to the afternoon, as you'll see later, most of this stuff had disappeared. But again, here we are, some more oscilloscopes, more bench supplies. Not sure what that was, but it caught my interest. Now we have a salary of new or relatively new equipment, mostly transceiver radio receivers or transmitters. Again, looking at the prices, I was like, no, I'm good, thanks. Moving on, around we go. So, oh, here we are, classic. That must have been 40s, Bakelite radio receiver. Chap here was selling, I've got to fight my way through the crowds. Chap here was selling various computer components. So we start with tape, things like that, and then we move on to reclaimed, refurbished computer systems. So I did stop because you'll see in a minute, here's some laptops and tablets. There was some Intel Mac Minis, and I thought, they were £69, 8 gig of RAM, 500 gigabyte hard drives, not bad. And there was sort of equivalent PC minis there, a couple more sort of desktops, and then check this out, how many solid state hard drives or just standard mechanical hard drives does one person need? Anyway, let me show you this stand. So this was an electronic kits and component seller. I will admit to you, I did buy a few things from him. Here's his price list. Prices, to be honest with you, not bad. You could always imagine that he shows them hiking them by, you know, a good few pounds each. But no, the prices weren't bad on the day. And I did end up buying a few kits and a few other components because, hey, it would be rude not to. One thing I do like, I've just let myself move along. Here we go. Valves, vacuum tubes. Hundreds and hundreds of vacuum tubes. Anyway, rummaged around some boxes. This was on the Salop Amateur Radio Society stand, and these are just boxes on the floor, sort of underneath the table almost. And a couple of things that kind of caught my eye. So I was just kind of trying to sort of rummage through the boxes, trying to sort of get around and work around everybody. And I kept finding these, which I did pick up, these hexadecimal keypads, which I thought looked very interesting. I'm hoping they'll run on 5-volt logic and not 12-volt. We'll find out. I picked up two, which I've rescued, so we'll do an investigation later on the channel. Anyway, moving on. So more traders. Again, this is all in the same hall, just more boxes of interesting stuff to look at and go, not today. Once I'd identified what it was I was actually looking at, which is always the problem with these. Oh, now this was interesting. So a little sound mixer. I've just picked up one of these. Different model to this, but similar. Again, like £7.50. You know, assuming it works. Not bad at all. So here at the top we have a couple of radio and computer user groups, including the Linux user group of Shropshire. That's their stand there. I had a lovely chat with them. So if you're watching this, hello. I need to get in touch with you again shortly. You can see lots of clubs and society stands. That's the end of the Linux Society stand right there. That was satellite, amateur satellite television over that side. Now you can see what I was saying here, that basically we're now getting near the end of the day, so this is kind of the what's left of all the other stuff that's been picked clean. Okay, so there we go. That was Telford Hamfest, Telford Radio Festival 2025, right here at Harper Adams University, Edgemond, Newport, Telford, Shropshire, England. There you are. Yeah, fantastic event. So well done to the organisers. That's the Telford and District Amateur Radio Society. Putting on these kind of events is not easy. It's not simple at the best of times. So a huge well done to them. Congratulations. And, you know, maybe I'll be more involved next year. Who knows? Anyway, thank you for your company and thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, please do consider liking and subscribing to me here on Wi-Fi Sheep or Wi-Fi Sheep Channel 2, and hope to see you real soon right here on the channel. Until next time, bye for now.